because we want both. They want to be both. Here's the idea, very simply. In fit and form, it should be your very best. It comes in black and white. Jackie, Marilyn. Same incredible fit, and the beauty of it is, the same model.
Look at that, it is.
It's a very flattering mirror.
Here they are, side by side, or face to face, if you are the confrontational type. The Omega Speedmaster professional Moonwatches in the classic black, and the brand new extra white lacquered white dial that everybody is talking about. It has the X factor, and I was lucky enough, thanks to the Omega team in Hong Kong, to purchase it on the week of the release. The watch on the right is lent in by my friend Simon. Check him out on his Instagram at Simon Says Wristwatch. So here they are, finally, the black and the white. The white is added as a permanent fixture in the collection, while in the past, white dials with the Omega Speedies was always reserved for special editions. You know them. This white dial is whiter than anything you've ever seen, whiter than anything Omega has ever done. Simon confirms it is whiter than the great white, the Seamaster 300 Professional, and indeed wearing it inside my house, I can confirm it makes everything that I thought was white look yellow. So you have a dash of red on the Speedmaster moniker and on the seconds hand. Maybe a little nod to the competitor forever, Rolex, the Daytona, which always came in a white and black, and so did the Chronomaster Sport more recently by Zenith. It seems that having a black and a white is pretty common, of course, in a catalog, but Omega never did it, and finally they do, which means everyone, including me, who was pining for one of those limited editions and had missed out on them, maybe we'll finally find solace in this incredible, beautiful lacquered white dial. Indeed, it gives me the vibes of the Alaska project that I once encountered, and I couldn't be happier with this purchase. Now, it is not just a change of color. The dial, of course, is lacquered, as I mentioned, giving it a luscious appearance, but also the indices now are applied, and the lume is limited to a small pip compared to the printed indices, which have a long lasting lume at night on the classic black version. Still, the lume is very potent with the white dial version, and you can read the time all night as well. So now that we have this Jackie and Marilyn, the classic black, and the X Factor exciting white dial, the question is which one to buy. Of course, if you already have the classic one, you're gonna lust after this white dial, which will be delivered in batches. The first ones were delivered on the week of the release. I heard from Omega that the second batch of deliveries will come imminently, but you'll have to be a bit patient. It is a watch in high demand, which shows that there was a high demand for something a bit more exciting. A lot of people always consider the classic Moonwatch to be quite austere. It's a watch that you have to enjoy in the long term, make yours, and that's what I did with my Moonwatch. The one I have is the previous version with the longer links on the bracelet, which are very smooth, by the way, and the previous caliber, the 1861. What we have here is the 3861 which is incredibly accurate. My watch has been running to the second for the past few days. It is nicely decorated. It is a sapphire sandwich, which I had never owned before, so sapphire front and back. The movement is coaxial master chronometer, meta certified, running guaranteed between 0 and +5 seconds per day, highly resistant to shocks, magnetic fields, and also the watch is 50 meters of water resistance, which Omega certifies is sufficient to go swimming with. Of course, the pushers are not screwed in, neither is the crown, so do not depress the pushers. Underwater, I do prefer direct access to the pusher. I use often the chronograph, and it is the reason why I never wanted to fork out the excessive amount asked by dealers for the Daytona, which to me is more of a watch to wear all the time, maybe go swimming with, but not very usable as a chronograph due to the screws that you have to unscrew to access the pushers. Now the bracelet has a bit of a Jubilee style, a bit of a vintage style. It is not very different from the bracelet that Omega offered in the 90s, for example, on the Speedmaster date. It is just much more refined, hardly ever pinches the hair on my hairy wrists. And of course, you have a beautiful clasp which features on-the-fly adjustment, which is very welcome now that the humidity is reaching 100% here in Hong Kong and the warm days are coming back. So now the big question, which one to get? For me, it was a no-brainer. I didn't have the new version with the new super caliber, and I have to say, having this caliber on the wrist, I feel more confident about my watch. I'm a bit like that. I know that it's going to be on time, and I know that it is resistant to magnetic fields at the office, at home, and it is super accurate, which is something that I really enjoy a lot. So for me, no-brainer to get the new model, no-brainer to get the white dial, because I have the 1861 in black with the Hessalite. I don't know if the Hessalite will be available, by the way, for the white dial. We'll have to see. Probably that might come in the catalog as well one day. And also I have the Ed White with the 321 famous caliber, the forefather of the 3861, and Ed White, of course, has a black dial. So this white dial, I just had to have it, and a different bracelet, sapphire sandwich, everything made sense for me. However, if you already, like Simon, have the black version, do you buy the same watch with just a different dial and hands? That's a good question. Or do you maybe even sell the black to get the white, but then you're not gonna have the black? And for people who don't have either of these, do you go for the white one, the Marilyn, or do you first have to have the classic, the Jackie, right? The one that's been in black since 1957, when the Speedmaster first came out with the broad arrow hands. It is not as easy as it seemed to choose, because both are very, very appealing in their own rights. The classic and the X-Factor model, as I would say, for the white dial. Wow, I just could not choose. It worked out pretty easily for me, but I can imagine a lot of people are gonna have to make tough decisions. In doubt, of course, you have to buy both, or maybe buy a black dial of previous generation and get the white dial of the new generation. Will the fact that there is a white dial now in production mean that prices on the second-hand market for the Snoopies, the Mitsukoshi dial, the Alaska project will come off? Well, that's possible. At least a lot of people will be satisfied to have an alternative that is as exciting, as beautiful, and have one with the brand new bells and whistles. I gotta say, it is such a compelling package. Which one is my favorite? Wow, that is very hard to answer right now. I gotta say the white one. And I can compare it a bit to the Zenith Chronomaster Sport. When it came out, I thought the black one was nicer, but I always felt missing out not having the white. And I think it's the same with the Daytona. The black one is nicer, but the white is the one that really catches the eye. And really, this is a fantastic release. Can't go wrong. Put your name on the list. Omega plays fair. They sell the watches in the boutique. They don't resell like the authorized dealers of that other brand whose watches are impossible to buy. You might need a bit of patience, but eventually you will get your white Speedy. Bye-bye, and thanks again to Simon for lending in his black dial version. Bye-bye, guys.